What's going on, guys? I'm Thomas with Audio 46, and today I'll be reviewing HiFiMAN's newest generation of open back headphones, the HiFiMAN Arya Organic. Now, this is HiFiMAN's fourth generation of open back Arya headphones and is sporting a refreshed design as well as improved specs that HiFiMAN hopes will encourage consumers to upgrade from previous generations of their Arya line of headphones. Now, these headphones are succeeding the widely acclaimed Arya Stealth V3, so will the refreshed design and improved specs get consumers and enthusiasts alike to commit to the $1,300 price tag? Let's find out. The overall presentation of the box is fairly typical of what you may see with other competitors on the market at this price point. And if you're familiar with the HiFiMAN and the Arya line of products, then you'll be right at home when unboxing this device. What you may notice, however, when observing the front of the box are two gold stickers that detail two design features that HiFiMAN claims will greatly enhance the performance of the Arya Organic. These two stickers outline the nanometer thickness diaphragm and the stealth magnet design that comprise the build of the Arya Organic. But we will discuss those features later. When opening the package, you will notice that HiFiMAN wastes no time in presenting this stunning device. Although this package certainly isn't as busy as other premium planar open back headphones, I feel this more relaxed presentation works well in Arya Organic's favor, since it wastes no time in showing off the hard work the R&D team at HiFiMAN has accomplished with the design of this device. When taking the headphones out of the box, I noticed right away how sturdy the build quality actually feels in my hand. The headphones have a bit of heft to them, however they're not overly bulky to the point where they may elicit a sense of discomfort after long listening sessions. A welcome design feature on the Arya Organic that I feel improves over its predecessor is the wooden trim seen outlining both ear cups. If you are familiar with the V3, then you will know that those headphones consist of a mostly black finish, so the inclusion of a wooden trim adds a sense of a refreshed premium look, which will help the headphones stand out while in public and when sat side by side amongst other Arya products. This opinion is certainly subjective, so if you are not fond of the wooden trim, then I would definitely take that into account before making your purchasing decision, since the wooden trim directly contrasts the rest of the black finish on the headphones, which leads to the wooden trim being highlighted that much further. Immediately, I also noticed just how large the ear cups actually are when holding the device in my hand. You may notice that these ear cups are about the same size as my hands and appear to take a more vertical and oval-like shape. HiFiMAN claims that this design choice was made to reflect the natural shape of the human ear, which should add an extra level of comfort. We will determine how this design choice affects the performance of the Arya Organic later, but in the meantime, you may notice that this more vertical layout does amplify the appearance of the window shade system. This window shade design layout isn't just for show or to differentiate itself from the competitors though. In theory, this unique window shade system should protect the driver on these $1,300 headphones without compromising the soundstage or level of clarity. Continuing on with the ear cups, I'm very pleased with the cushion provided on the Arya Organic. There's a great deal of thickness and comfort which should help lock the device in place while also providing a great deal of comfort for extended listening sessions. Moving on to the top of the device, I was seriously impressed with the structure and build quality of the headband. The outer band is composed of a metal CNC mill material that really demonstrates what $1,300 will get you with a pair of premium open back headphones. This outer metal band is extremely durable, but more importantly, equally as sturdy, meaning you won't have to worry about these headphones misshaping over time. Although I would not test this theory upon first impressions, it feels as though someone could actually try bending this outer band and still not be able to misshape the device. The outer band is also home to the adjustable components that will allow the user to adjust the height of the inner leather band. These components also bear the HiFiMAN branding. This branding is much more low-key than other branding design decisions in place with other competitors, which leaves a much more tasteful impression and feeds even more into these headphones' premium feeling. The metal CNC mill material also allows for the ear cups to swivel a full 360 degrees in one fluid and smooth motion. This is very impressive since there are no uncomfortable creaking or crackling noises when adjusting the ear cups that are seen with some other open back headphones currently on the market. Additionally, I was very impressed with the leather headband located directly under the outer metal band. Similarly to the outer metal headband, this leather strap is equally as comfortable as it is durable. Moving on to the rest of the package, you will notice a foam headphone stand that comes bundled with the device. Upon first glance, I'm a bit disappointed by this headphone stand. Sure, it will definitely get the job done, however, it does not match the quality of the headphones and appear very out of place when placing these premium headphones on a much more flimsy headphone stand. So if you have a better rig at home, I would highly recommend using that one instead. Going on ahead to the smaller cardboard box inside the package, you will receive a cable to link with the Arya Organic. This cable is composed of a pleasing soft touch fabric and has a cable determination of 6.35 millimeters, with the entry point being 3.5 millimeters. Overall, this cable is fine and matches the look of the rest of the device, however, it is a bit short, so keep that in mind if you prefer more flexibility and movement when making your purchasing decision. Now, with the unboxing portion finished, let's now discuss how the Arya Organic performs and if it's even worth the whopping $1,300 price tag that HiFiMAN is asking for these headphones. When I first began my testing of these headphones, the most important question I sought to answer was, do these headphones perform like a $1,300 pair of headphones, or is the price far too high to warrant such a costly purchase? Well, during my testing, I'm pleased to inform you that the price of entry is definitely reasonable. For starters, this device, as outlined on the package, has a very low impedance while also maintaining a large sensitivity. This means that the Arya Organic will be pretty easy to drive, so you will not need to be concerned with that when purchasing these headphones. If you're wondering how this low impedance and high sensitivity affects the soundstage, then you'll be very pleased to know that the quality of spatial awareness feels just as premium as the look and feel of this device. During my first day of testing, I listened to Utopia by Travis Scott, Rocket Power by Quavo, Santiago by Russ, and A Love Letter to You 5 by Trippie Redd. After listening to these albums front to back, I noticed that there was a pleasant sense of consolidation within the front center image that also felt equally firm and solidified. When listening to these projects, I was given the impression that many of the ad-libs were almost omnidirectional, while the vocals were still giving off an uncompromised and satisfying punch. Later on in my testing phase, I began testing more classical and jazz genres of music and was especially impressed with how acoustic instruments sounded with the Arya Organic. Instrument separation is handled very well here in general, but acoustic instruments felt especially bright in my opinion. And if you're an advocate of jazz and you're looking to purchase these headphones, or you already own these headphones, then do yourself a huge favor and listen to You and the Music by Donald Byrd. Trust me, you won't regret it. Overall, I feel as though these headphones definitely back up the $1,300 price tag with a soundstage that is both intimate and undeviating while also delivering a degree of separation that feels very organic. But how does the Arya Organic reach this degree of quality as well as substance? Well, this is in part due to the nanometer thickness diaphragm as well as the stealth magnet's design. If you are familiar with the Arya Stealth V3, then you will know the functionality of these heavily advertised features. Essentially, the goal of the nanometer thickness diaphragm is to create a more uniform sound reproduction by creating a quick response while also establishing a lower distortion. HiFiMAN accomplishes this with the Arya Organic by placing an extremely thin layer of film near a magnet to create a sound that is much more colorful without compromising in clarity. This technology becomes much more impressive when you take into account that this nanometer thickness diaphragm was created in-house by HiFiMAN, which means that this tech is truly first of its kind. But speaking of magnets, let's take a second to discuss the stealth magnet design. Behind the window shades on either side of the ear cup are uniquely shaped magnets that allow sound waves to pass through without creating an overbearing sense of interference. HiFiMAN accomplishes this by making the magnets acoustically transparent. This is what reduces the wave diffraction, which keeps the integrity of the sound waves as it passes through. This process is what creates an output that is both accurate and full range. Alright now, with the general performance out of the way, let's now move into the low end. As I was concluding the testing phase with this device, I noticed that the bass qualities within the lower frequencies were very clean. However, due to the additional hardware that we discussed earlier that was developed in-house by HiFiMAN, I also noticed that the resonance was much more distinct. Additionally, the sub-bass feels very pristine due to the levels of vibration present within the low end. This helps in delivering an impact that almost feels cinematic. Although I notice the timbre can get a bit dark at points, the levels of clarity almost never waver, which should give you some peace of mind. Now moving on to the mids, you'll immediately notice the high quality of texture presented within this device. Instruments are given a lot of room to thrive and are emphasized greatly within the mid-range, which should be expected from a pair of headphones listed at $1,300. I felt as though instruments have a lot of room to extend accurately, which aids in giving off that omnidirectional feeling I mentioned earlier. This ample room is what also allows the tone of various sound elements to create a rich performance rarely seen by other competitors. Vocal elements also benefit greatly within the mid-range. The vocals always feel as if they're emanating directly north of you, which delivers a much more personal experience. What's even more impressive is that these vocals never compromise on clarity, as other instruments and sound elements can be heard from all around you. And now to close out the high end. I noticed how there is more pronounced spike within these frequencies. However, the level of detail within the highs still remained very sturdy. I was impressed with how the extensions within the highs feel very flashy while also keeping the harshness level down to a minimum. The highs give off a sense of colorful detail while also maintaining ample height, which will easily draw you in due to the natural state in which elements appear. Overall, if you are familiar with the Arya line of products, then you'll be familiar with how the highs feel with the Arya Organic. I found that the highs are very similar to that of the V3 Stealth, for example, so take that into consideration when making your purchasing decision. Overall, do I recommend the Arya Organic by HiFiMAN? I think if you're in the market for a pair of premium planar open back headphones, then the Arya Organic is a great choice. I think the hardware features such as the nanometer thickness diaphragm and the stealth magnet design really do leave a performance enhancing impact that helps warrant the $1,300 price tag. This is exaggerated further since this technology was developed in-house, which will make it more difficult for competitors to replicate, especially within the near future, which should give you some more longevity with your purchase. However, $1,300 is still $1,300. So if you already own a pair of Arya headphones, especially the Arya V3 Stealth, then I would recommend waiting another generation or two before you upgrade. But hey, that's the review. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, if you wish to purchase the Arya Organic by HiFiMAN, you can absolutely do so by ordering them from our website or visiting our store location. But to change it up, I want to give you guys a question. What do you think of the Arya Organic by HiFiMAN? Or just the Arya line of headphones in general? What are your pros and cons with the brand? Let's start a dialogue in the comment section down below. I read every single comment and would love to get back to you when I can. But in the meantime, I'm Thomas Chimber with Audio 46. Subscribe for more reviews. Have fun out there.